is good? What is good to everyone? Shout out to everybody watching. I know it's late, man. This is a late live. I'm not going to be on live for too long, but I did want to come live, talk about phone flipping, show you guys some of the updates to the price list. And I know that I am working really hard tomorrow on actually finding a little creative way to integrate all of us with the phone flipping buyers price list. But other than that, y'all, I want to talk about some of the questions that were asked. I put a poll up on Instagram basically saying to leave me some questions for phone flipping for this live. I'll answer some of those questions. I'm also going to go over some negotiation tactics, how I source phones, what I would do ideally if I was looking to successfully phone flip, right? But again, understand that this live is not going to be for entertainment. It's going to be for information. I must have had a rough day. Look tired, bro. Yeah, man. Shout out to you, DJ Cool. It ain't even a rough day. It's just life, bro. Just trying to figure out, how I can continue to improve. It's a lot of things that I think drain you, and you keep trying to make things. It's like this, right? You take 5 steps forward, and then you find that you're taking 10 steps back, just in life, right? And that's how I think a lot of it goes for all of us, right? But what I find in myself is that sometimes I get tired of the repetitiveness, and I start asking myself, when am I gonna get tired of just putting myself in that position? You feel me? And that's business, personal. But again, your environment and the choices you make on an everyday basis, it has a lot to do with your success. And I was getting my hair done, right? And I get my hair done by a hairstylist that does, some notable people, right? So I got my hair done, and just out of the blue, the person just basically tells me, because we were talking about one of my friends. One of my friends wants me to go on a trip with him, but he called me, and then I was talking to him, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do this trip, right? Because I gotta focus, I gotta lock in for the first quarter. So I'm talking to my friend, and he's like, yeah, let's go here, let's do this, that, and the third. And I'm like, bro, I don't know if I want to do that. Well, no, I didn't say that. I said I'm not gonna do it. I said I gotta just focus. And then my friend, or the person doing my hair, said to me right after I got off the phone, and it's been sticking with me for days now. They said, Brandon, this year you got to start doing hard things, because see, the reason you're not where you want to be, or you're not consistently leveling up the way you want to, is because sometimes God wants to give you blessings, but he sees you giving those blessings that he's giving you to other people, and they're not worthy of those blessings. So sometimes you're going to have to extract yourself from certain people and stop giving the access, giving those blessings to people, because God's not going to bless you with what you're truly destined to get if you keep trying to entertain certain things. And I just really, bro, I just been really thinking of that, because it's very discouraging when you are moving 100 miles per hour and you keep hitting a brick wall. You feel me? And no matter how much you try to do everything right, it's never right. It ain't never right, bro. So yeah, y'all, my energy is a little, you feel me? My energy is not down, I wouldn't say. It's just, again, just trying to consistently improve myself and become a better version of me, but also holding myself accountable, right? And I like to show up no matter what version of me it is, because I think, again, that's where I think as a content creator you have power, right? Like, you have power showing people actually how it looks to really be grinding. Some days you don't feel like working, and some days you do, right? Some days you feel successful, and some days you don't. I've had no problems with money. Like, I have had no problems with money. My money didn't slow down. Everything's good, right? But I think that what you start realizing is that at a certain point in life, money isn't the problem. It's not also the solution. It's not your happiness. It's really just a tool. But like the support, the recognition, you just really, to be honest, feeling good is important, right? So that's just little stuff that I'm getting into, man. And I hope all you guys have had a successful week and great week so far, whenever you're watching this. So I put on Instagram, asked me some questions. I did get some questions. I rewrote some of these questions to make it make a little bit more sense. I'm gonna go through the questions first, then I'm gonna talk about the price list. We've had a total of 38 new phone flipping price list members, and I just want to shout out to all of you guys. And this is within the span of this week. This is our second this year highest week for submissions to get into the price list. And if you guys don't know, the phone flipping buyers price list, I'll go into that real quick. It's right here, right? It has new phones, used phones, Samsungs, iCloud lock, iPads, Apple accessories, PS5s, Nintendo Switches, MacBooks, Apple Watches, and more, right? But it is at wespoi.com. Now, we've had a bunch of people get the price list, and it was actually so overwhelming that it was hard for, I think it was one of the buyers to even send out offers in a good amount of time. What's up? What's up? Neymar Jr. 2960. What's up? What's up? But it was really hard for them to actually get the offers this fast, and that was really good because we worked on that system a little bit more. But again, I've also had some really interesting questions about the price list, but this is the price list. Phone flipping buyers price list. One price is 50 buyers. Thank you for the likes. And these buyers are going to help you because they're buying phones from you. But also you can use this price list as knowing market value for you to be offering, making offers, and etc. when it comes to phone flipping in general. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all the likes. I really, really appreciate it. I really do. I appreciate it. But now I want to get into the questions first because I think that the questions are really, really important. And that's the reason why I am live, because when I say I'm gonna do something, I want to honor it, right? I don't want to sit on my ass because I'm tired or drained or just not feeling up to it and have people ask me questions and not be able to actually, answer them. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sean H, what's up, man? All right, so here are some questions, and I kind of ranked them into like the beginner, then like some more advanced questions, right? So how much money do I realistically need to start phone flipping? Now, starting a phone flip, there's a bunch of people that create misconceptions saying that you can flip literally by using Facebook ads and you don't need no bread. You need money. $300 is what I'd say to start. $300 is something that I require people that work with me and call themselves my student staff. I'm not working with nobody that don't got no skin in the game, right? Like, you gotta actually have money to make money. If you don't have money and want to make money, yes, you still can make money, but it's gonna be 10 times harder. And then when you fall on your ass, you're gonna want to blame me, right? My approach is I want to always be consistent and also honest. Do you sell Apple AirPods? No, I don't. I haven't secured a contract with Apple yet to sell Apple AirPods. No, I do not. Not yet. I'm trying to get there though, but I sell clones. No, I'm not legally allowed to sell them in stores and stuff. So I don't, consider having a contract. I've almost secured, but not yet. I've got turned down a few times. Can I start with just one phone or do I need inventory? Okay, so to start flipping phones, you only need one phone. Now, what you're trying to look for when you're trying to start flipping phones is you're looking for wholesale sellers. Now, what a wholesale seller is somebody that is selling phones that they get out of AT&T, T-Mobile, Metro, Verizon. Now, these are people that actually do this for a living. They go in, they use CPNs, they use other people's accounts, they pay people to use their accounts. They do a bunch of different things to get phones. I've even had UPS drivers come to my store and try to sell me phones. Now, here's the thing about that, right? And I run across a lot of people, and I want to make this kind of clear. Like, phone flipping is not something that is, it's not nothing bad, right? But it's you if you don't want to know, don't ask. That's all I'm gonna say, right? Like I've had FedEx drivers with their whole FedEx uniform come in and sell phones, and I don't ask a question, but I assume I assume somebody get their package. Okay, now that is very it sucks, but that's the phone flipping for you. Sometimes it definitely is a little sketchy. Okay, I will. I got you. I got you. After I'm done this, I'll look into that for sure. Nay, I definitely will look into that. But when it comes to inventory, you want to find somebody that's going to consistently sell phones to you. See, this is why a lot of people don't make money phone flipping. A lot of people don't make money phone flipping is because they think that they can do it themselves. About 3 years ago, I took a little class at Temple, right? I had to pay money to take this class. It was like a single class, right? It was business management, and one of the things that the instructor told us from the rip was you cannot operate your business by yourself. And see, a lot of people have that misconception. Thank you for the likes. Thank you. A lot of people have this misconception that you could actually start your business, maintain your business, and keep it moving fluently by yourself. Most people that operate by themselves fail. The people that are on their laptops working all day on every single task possible, they fail because you're not an octopus, and you can't control every aspect of your business and make sure that it is running at its highest and smoothest, right? You only can focus on one thing and make it perfect. So you're either going to focus and outsource, or you're going to be sporadic and have holes, right? So what I tell people is, yes, I want you to start phone flipping by yourself. Get one phone, two phones, three phones, right? But eventually you want to get good at phone flipping to the point to where you can teach somebody else. It could be your brother, it could be your cousin, somebody else. And when you teach them how to phone flip, now you're going to work together. The secret is you're not going to have them use their capital. You're going to use yours. You're going to cash app them when they get phones. And you're going to make sure that you're putting your money up for those phones. You're going to maintain that, and you're going to pay them out. You're going to 1099 them, which is making them an independent contractor. They're going to work for you. You're going to do this about 5 times, right? And you're going to get 5 people in 5 different states. And that's how you're going to build your phone flipping business. And again, I teach people that structure in my videos. I don't want to go too much in depth with it, but I just want to give you like a clear-cut insight that phone flipping is not a one-man job. Your phone flipping business should turn into a refurbished business or a buyback business. It's 2 different things, okay? I am not a phone flipper. When I was phone flipping, I was phone flipping to get a car. That was my main start with phone flipping, right? I had a broke down car when I moved to Philly. And I started phone flipping to get a new car. I pulled up on the lot of the Jewish Sprint store owner that taught me a lot of business. And he told me, the first thing he said to me was, "What, are you scamming me?" That's the first thing he told me. I never forget it because I had a better car than him. You know what I mean? And it was all from my hustle, man. It was all from the hustle. And then I learned from him that you can't make more money and scale by yourself. All right. What's the safest phone model to flip right now? The safest phone model to flip right now would be the iPhone 14 Pro, Pro Max, that model. 15 and 16s, they're around the same price point. 14s are low cost of goods, but you can still sell them to people that don't have good enough credit on T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon. All right. You want to get phones that people are okay to settle with. You're not looking for the newest device. The newest device won't always be the best selling. My mic is good, right? All right, cool. They're not going to always be the best selling, okay? Where should I find my first deal? Facebook, OfferUp, Gazelle, eBay. I don't know what this other place is you asked. But where should I find my first deal? Well, that would be me acting like a fake ass guru if I was to tell you where you're going to find your first deal, right? I can't tell you where you're going to find your first deal. What I can tell you, and I want to make this clear to anybody watching me, like the way I operate is I'm a regular human like you, right? I fuck up just like you. I make smart decisions and I have great days just like you, but I'm not going to get on here and act like I have all the answers. But one thing I'll tell you is what worked for me, so you could actually extract what worked for me, put it into your own repertoire, and build it into your foundation, right? So what worked for me is I tried Facebook Marketplace first. When I tried that, I realized that that market or those buyers and sellers, they're old, right? They're old people that are stubborn as hell, and they usually don't move off their prices. But then when I went on OfferUp, I was able to find hustlers, right? And a lot of the hustlers that I've met were wholesale sellers, and they're able to actually meet up with me ASAP and negotiate, and we've been doing pretty good. Okay, so OfferUp is where I would recommend you to go. When I first started phone flipping, I went to Craigslist. I remember, and I met the first guy I brought a phone from. I met him, I think it was in front of either Wawa or a Domino's Pizza. No, it was a 7-Eleven. 100% it was 7-Eleven. That changed my life. That's when I first found out about phone flipping. Nay, you said any advice to defeat lust? That's so off topic, bro. Um, but you sending them likes, so I'm definitely gonna answer your question because I appreciate you even being here. Uh, Lust is, and this is something I've learned, and I continue to learn myself too, right? Lust will be the reason you fail or succeed. If you allow yourself to, and I speak for men because I don't speak for women, right? But if you allow yourself to fall into different traps, chasing lust, you're going to be broke. You can't have both, right? You either have people chasing you or you chase people. It's no in the middle, right? So the way to defeat it is boss up and make your life better. That's it, right? Because what ends up happening is when you chase lust, you end up downgrading your life. Your life goes lower and lower and lower. And that's just how it happens, right? You don't actually ever have success chasing something like lust. Because lust ain't no good for you, bro. What's that gonna do? Put money in your pocket? You feel me? If you gonna deal with something that's gonna support you. Deal with something that's gonna accept you, and also that's gonna make sure that you straight when you have your, your down times. But also you only get that when you bossing up. All right, when you bossing up. So that would be my advice on that. All right, back to phone flipping. Appreciate the question though. How do I know if a phone is blacklisted or iCloud locked? The IMEI. I use sickw.com. That's one of the best websites. I know that a whole bunch of wholesale buyers use that website, so that's why I use it. And it seems to work pretty well for me. So I'm sure it'll work for you. All right. So I would definitely say to use that. Now, when I started phone flipping, I was really, really hooked on using free IMEI searchers, like the ones where you don't have to pay any money to find the IMEI history. And then I ran into a buyer, and he told me at one point, he was like, "Hey, you're about to sell me a phone as new, but it's actually used." And I was like, "No, it's new. Like, it's sealed. It's new." He like, "No, this phone is not new." And I remember me and him getting in an argument, a heated one. And then he ended up showing me SickW. He ended up telling me that SickW shows a more accurate estimated buy date, which if a phone is 30 days old, it is considered used. If it is not 30 days old, it's considered new, even if it's sealed, right? And a lot of people that are using, thank you for the follows, thank you so much, I really do appreciate that. A lot of people that get phones from stores, they'll run those phones on YouTube or something just to show data so they can do insurance claims. So you might think that you're buying a new phone when in reality you're buying a phone that was 30 days used. You know what I mean? Somebody was just running YouTube on it the whole time. And now you about to buy it for a new phone price instead of the used phone price. So I would just check the IMEI. But blacklisted phones or iCloud locked phones, we still buy them. That doesn't matter to us. Thank you so much for the well wishes for my businesses. I appreciate you, and I hope you guys have a great, successful quarter, and also continue building your businesses as well. What's better, flipping locked phones or unlocked phones? The best phone to flip, hands down, are locked phones, and people get shocked when I say that because they say they took a phone flipping course or a class or talked to a guru, and a guru told them just to buy unlocked. Oh, what's up? What's up? What's up? Yarvin, what's up? Hey, bro, where you get iPhone vendors? Um, iPhone vendors. So you can go to We Sell Cellular. That's the best iPhone vendor I know. All the other ones are scams, in my opinion. But every phone wholesaler that I know, you need a reseller's permit, you need your EIN and an LLC, but they're not worth it. All of them tax you. So if you're going to try and buy phones wholesale, you're gonna have to realize that you're gonna have to tax people. So to give you guys a really clear and honest and upfront answer, it was at one point where fixing phones wasn't good enough, right? I wasn't making enough bread to come off as profitable as I wanted to, right? With one of my stores, and I was barely making rent. So I said to myself, instead of just repairing phones, I want to sell them. So I found a bunch of phone buyers or phone wholesale sellers. And then I ran into, and I got a lot of connects with real phone companies like AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile. I ran into one of those reps and he told me about this company. The company basically sells phones to businesses. And the problem I was having was that I could never find phones for cheap prices that would still allow me to make a profit margin. A lot of you guys may know Atlas, right? You know Atlas. That's one of the biggest free price lists, right? Well, Atlas actually doesn't, they're not like a wholesale buyer. They're actually a buyback company that actually buys devices and then sells it to this other company, and then that company sells the phones to a person like me that is selling phones out of their store, right? But the problem is for like an iPhone, and I probably could pull it up and show you guys really quickly. We sell cellular because I like stuff like this. Like, I like giving you guys some insight and also potentially helping you from messing up, right? Let's see. All right. So this actually is We Sell Cellular. And I just want to give you guys an honest look, right? So to answer your question, bro, here's literally an honest look right now at all of the phones I have access to. But I want to show you why I don't do this, why I don't actually buy phones, okay? Well, the reason I don't buy these devices is because for an iPhone 15 Pro, they have 10 in stock, and they want $395, okay? Now, yo, my Sixers just lost crazy. All right, so for iPhone 15 Pro, 128, B2 stock, which they tell you the stock and they tell you the different grades and etc., right? They want to sell this to me for $395. Now, this sounds really good, right? Yeah, I stream on Twitch too. Yep. I'm on Twitch. I'm on Twitch. Right now, I'm also talking to TikTok too. But anyway, so the iPhone 15 128, and this is unlocked. Yeah. So I can look this up, right? And if I look it up, you see that on black market it's selling for $359, right? Well, the problem that this is basically it's giving me inflated prices. So yeah, they're probably charging me up probably $40 higher than what I actually can go to eBay or the black marketplace or somewhere else and buy a phone. But what I like about this is you could actually make some type of offers depending on the device. Oh no, these are locked. Wow. And they're locked to the worst company. Never buy an AT&T locked phone. Never. AT&T is one of the worst places to buy phones to flip. And people ask me this all the time. Why? Well, the reason it's a bad place to, or bad type of phone to actually buy, right, is because AT&T has horrible customer retention. Now, why should you care? Great question. Because if you're buying a locked AT&T phone, 9 times out of 10, the consumer market that you're going to actually be acquiring is a person that has low credit and they're looking to get this phone on their plan. So they come to you because they found you on Facebook or OfferUp and they want to buy the phone, right? The problem is there's not a lot of people out there that want to buy phones for AT&T. AT&T has the Next program, which is a leasing. It's like a leasing program, right? Where you have a phone, you can lease your phone, and then if you pay a certain amount, then you get the newer phone, right? AT&T does everything they can to try and retain their customer base, and for phone flippers, it's not as lucrative as it would be for T-Mobile or Verizon, right? And Verizon probably like 5 years ago started locking their phones. They used to sell unlocked phones, and we used to have a field day selling their phones. But yeah, don't buy AT&T locked phones. That was just really a side note. But yeah, like you could actually access this portal, and you could start buying phones wholesale. I probably would do another video on this. The other one I did seemed to do pretty well, so maybe I should do another video going in depth on this because that was a great question, man. I really appreciate it. But yeah, I know how to buy phones wholesale. The problem is, and look, they give me like a bunch. Like I can get a bunch of phones, right? The problem is that these phone prices are shitty. Like I'm just being honest. They don't make sense. So, oh, and I know what I was telling you. I was actually giving you a story on how I made this work. So, and if you own a store, you could do this. So what I did was, remember how I said that I was having trouble with my rent and everything, right? And I was like trying to figure out another way to make profit. So what I did was I started to buy phones and then lease them out on installments, just like a T-Mobile or AT&T would. But what I did was I did it as a independent store. So I would have people sign a contract. I would install security, like a little security firewall on the device, and then that would help me, secure the device, make sure people not like trying to get off on me. But what I would do, funny thing is their down deposit, right? It would be no credit check, and then their deposit, which they would pay me up front, would be the cost it cost me. I wouldn't tell them that, but I'd be like, oh, yeah, to get the iPhone 16 Pro 128, it's going to be $580, and then it's going to be $30 a month for 12 months. People would do it. I think the problem I had though was sometimes after like the 6 month, I would have to chase people down. Yo, Keem is a drunk. You must be drunk. I ain't even gonna do it to you. I mean, you ain't really talking about that, but still, you saying I want to go. I want to, but I'm not gonna do it, bro. I don't have the energy. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't even gonna say what I want to say. I mean, you didn't say nothing crazy, but it's just you just talking, you just chatting, right? Like you're not really actually chatting and being productive. You just talking that bullshit. Anyway. I'm not gonna let your nut ass get me out of my character. But anyway, all right. So back to what I was saying. Okay. And no, I want to address this. A guy basically just said, I've been talking about phone flipping for a month. Look at my channel, any of my channels, any of my live streams. I don't talk about phone flipping that much. So that's bullshit, right? I don't talk about phone flipping. And if anything, I talk about products. I talk about reselling. I talk about how to make money doing that. I don't really talk about phone flipping. And I do want to talk about why I don't talk about phone flipping. I don't talk about phone flipping a lot because real people that want to phone flip, they can watch my videos and I literally give all the game. I'm only going to talk about phone flip if I'm answering like questions. You know what I mean? Because phone flipping is so simple. It's like sometimes people get on the internet and try to complicate processes just to make themselves seem like, experts, right? And phone flipping isn't shit. It's just literally flipping your money. But when it comes to negotiating, when it comes to how to do research, when it comes to how to acquire it, there's a bunch of misconceptions, propaganda, and a bunch of people just talking bullshit trying to sell $197 courses. So I try to like touch on it every every once in a while. But like when you ask me like, oh my god, you talk about phone like either I'm not gonna say that. It don't make sense because I don't talk about phone flipping that much. I really just be talking about shit that make people bread. Like that's really what I do, and I don't do it because I'm getting paid a check, the check that I deserve. I believe YouTube, you be drawing YouTube, but I don't do it for that. I do it because the content that I create, it builds me a community, something I enjoy, and also it's a part of me. Like this is a part of my brand and what I do now, right? So yeah. If you don't like it, I mean, bro, like, I don't know. But it's really, you just wanted attention. I understand. I want to ask a question about negotiating with suppliers on Alibaba. They be trying to tax you on shipping, but it's not phone related. Yeah. DJ Quillo. All right, so when it comes to Alibaba and talking to distributors, any questions y'all got, I'm going to answer while I'm here. That's facts, right? So even if it's not really, even if it's not, like, don't go too off course, right? But even if it's not phone flipping, I'll still answer it. But when it comes to negotiating with Alibaba, I do remember what you're talking about because that used to be my issue. And the way I used to handle it, I believe, is they used to try and tax me. So they wouldn't tax me for the product really. Like the product would be some real cool price. But then when we start negotiating about shipping, they would be like, oh yeah, customs and this and that. So the real reason why people are taxing to get to you, well, taxing the product to get to you, is because in order for them to get it through customs, they first got to get it to customs. A lot of suppliers, they live in third world countries where they don't have UPS or USPS. So what they do is they usually hire a runner that will take that product from their warehouse and then take it to a place that does have a postal service. And then after that, they got to package it in generic boxes to make sure it gets through customs, make sure that the label and everything is straight. But that's none of your business or none of your concern, right? The way I would actually negotiate it would be understanding I have one golden ticket. And that one golden ticket, no matter who this motherfucker is that I can walk the fuck away, right? I think that a lot of people, when they're negotiating, they don't understand the power of walking away, right? So there's been plenty of deals that I was making. Thank you, Richie. Thank you. I appreciate you. Every time I get banned, I will read your comment 1 second. So what I would do whenever negotiating is I would walk away if they don't decrease that price. Also, what I would tell them is there another method that you can ship it, right? What is the slowest and what is the fastest time? I need prices on exactly the options I have because usually there's more than one option and they just don't tell you. Thank you. They just don't tell you, right? They assume to sell, basically, okay? So that's how I would negotiate. And if you want to recap on what I'm saying is basically, one, walk away first. Be like, oh, okay, lead a chat. They need you more than you need them. Alibaba suppliers, they're on Alibaba because they're trying to connect with people in the US to actually make bread. That's really what that's why they have all these influencers online talking about drop shipping. Because they need people in the United States of America to connect with other people in the United States of America to get these extensions and these little programs and auto DS and all that bullshit to actually connect them with resellers, basically. That's sort of kind of the method. Thank you. Biggest G, thank you. I appreciate you. So that's sort of kind of like the little trick, okay? You're dropping gems right now, Brody. You having any advice for a 17-year-old youngin who's trying to find a consistent hustle with a job? See, I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to commend you. Yarvins, I hope I'm saying your name right. I'm going to commend you. I've never, in my years of doing a live stream, can remember somebody writing me, can you give advice to somebody trying to start a hustle and then put in parentheses with a job? Now let me explain to you why that's a big deal to me. It's a big deal to me because a lot of influencers or people that create content, they make it seem bad to have a job, right? Like they try to like make it seem like, oh my God, you got a job. No, I'm better than you, right? When half of the time, a lot of people are online depending on you to pay their bills. Let's keep it 100, right? Like a lot of the times, people are trying to teach you how to sell an ebook or teach you how to sell digital products because they need you to pay their bills. Like they're not really giving you anything tangible, nor are they proving that they've done it before. They're just selling you courses, right? So when you say hustle with a job, I just want to commend you because, like, when's the last time you had somebody say they're proud of you for having a job and also still wanting to hustle? So that's powerful, especially if you're 17 years old, to understand that, yeah, I got some type of income, but at the same time, the income isn't distracting me from the main goal. And the main goal is me being able to bring in income by myself without having to rely on another job or another hustle that I don't actually control. And, I was talking to my son about controllables. You got to control the controllables, but also realize that sometimes we get stuck. We facts. Like, it's like sometimes we get stuck trying to be business owners and shit, and we broke as fuck. Like, that don't make sense, right? Like, it don't make sense trying to own a business and you're not a business and you don't have a business mindset. It don't make sense trying to be a boss when you've never been one. It don't make sense trying to actually start something and be a leader when you don't know how to lead yet. Because it takes time to see somebody in a boss position, even if they don't deserve to be there. Look at a person in a boss position and see what they're required to do. Before I even started my business and stepped online in general, right? I had to watch somebody that didn't deserve to be in the place operate a whole store. I had to watch somebody treat me like dirt. And I'm giving you the advice just to let you know. I'm not just going on a rant. This is the advice. The advice is now. But I had to watch somebody actually take credit for my work. I had to take crumbs, right? You know how many times I actually worked for somebody for no money? You know how many times I actually worked for somebody for no money? I've had people look over at me and chuckle and say, haha, you're the reason I get to pay my mortgage this month, B. Thank you. And I'm still struggling. So understand that if you, wherever you are listening to my voice, have a job, I just want to say one thing. I'm proud of you. Because if you have a job and it is 11:17 Eastern time and you're watching me and you still focused on trying to get to the bag, you different. You different. Because there's a lot of people nowadays, they get money and get checks and that shit is spent before they even fucking get it. That's a fact. So you're 17 years old, you want to hustle, you want to grow, and you want to build. I commend you. That's number one. And I just want to say that, bro, because we live in a world where people don't want to give acknowledgement, nor do they want to give they don't want to give people their flowers, I think, because a lot of people don't get their own. And like, I just want to give you flowers, bro. Say you were in my shoes, what would you do to make your first 10K, 20K? So number one, I'm going to tell you this right now off the rip. If I had a job and I'm trying to build my hustle, I got to first build a boss mentality. The first thing that I did to ever change the way or change myself into somebody that could be a boss was realizing what a boss does. A boss wakes up early. And not just wakes up early. Oh my God, let me set my alarm for 5 a.m. Nah, fuck all that. Because you still need sleep. But what I mean by a boss wakes up early is a boss wakes up and understands, okay, I'm waking up for a purpose. They make sure they're writing notes. They're making sure they have a list of shit they got to do. They're making sure they're holding themselves accountable. When I first, and I know I'm going on a long rant, guys, I'm sorry, but this is actually real information. when I first started in the business world, God blessed me because I had people that were like molding me. It's weird, but it was a plan of attack that I learned from this place. And this guy was a boss, owned a multi-million-dollar company. He showed me this journal. In the journal, it had like 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. this, 10 a.m. this. Like everything, all his day was mapped out. But then at the bottom, he had a quote. And then at the top, he had like the goal for the day. Like, first, what I want you to do is understand that you got to have some type of direction every single day, bro. Fuck all of the TikTok and the Instagram and all that bullshit. Broke people watch people. So what I want you to do is not watch people. I want you to study people, get information, plan your day. And then when you plan your day, execute, right? So how do you have your days compound for positive execution? So the only way is by understanding what goal you want. So if you want to make 10K, then you got to find something that's going to make you $10, something that's going to make you 20, right? So I would first start utilizing multiple platforms. If you're trying to resell or phone flip, I wouldn't phone flip if I'm trying to make 10K immediately or 10K the fastest. I would actually resell products. The reason I wouldn't phone flip immediately is because phone flipping is when you already have money, right? Now, if I'm thinking about trying to make 10K, I need to stop trying to flip my money, and instead I need to invest my money to make more money from something that I have physical, like an asset. Because assets always rule. Because when you have an asset, you can sell it different places. If I buy a pallet of 500 AirPod clones and nobody want them because they shitty quality, right? Nobody want them. They shit, right? Nobody buying them online. I can go to a flea market and I can sell them. If they don't sell at this flea market, I can go ahead and drive over to the next town. I go to that flea market. Let's say they're not selling there. Bet. I'm going to the airport straight like that. No flight, no ticket. I'm going to the airport. And the reason I'm going to the airport is how many people go to the airport and don't got no headphones. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go sell them where people need them. But the point I'm trying to make is I would invest in something physical because the things that are physical can be in my control. If it's in my control, then that means that I am somebody that can position them in front of the clientele or the target market that needs them. And therefore, I have control all along, right? So that's what I would do. And then one of the biggest things I would say is it's so easy talking about it, but way harder doing it because you're going to want to quit, right? And that's where your job is going to kick in. Because it's beautiful when you have a job and you're trying to build your business, because your job can be looked at as your investor. Not just your investor for money, but also your investor to keep you grounded. Because how many times do you going to walk in and see somebody else being your boss that you know for a fact ain't better than you? They don't got more knowledge than you. They are put in a position higher than you because they did work that you weren't willing to do from the beginning. But now you're here. Now you're here. So I would study them. I would study how they operate, how they move, just so I can learn, okay, prime example, I've learned being a boss, right? I've learned a lot of things. I used to be a dick, okay? You got to understand, you're looking at somebody that was a self-appointed boss, right? My first phone store, I hired all friends, all friends. And I was a horrible person. I was only a horrible person because I came from a place where people say I wasn't going to be shit. So being told you're not going to be something, once you get something, you automatically start trying to shove it in people's faces, right? So I was told I ain't never going to graduate high school. I was told I ain't never going to be nothing if I don't go to college. Well, I didn't go to college. I did graduate high school, and I had my own business. Now what? All right, now I got to go ahead and buy the car. Now I got to go ahead and get the baddest girl. Now I got to go ahead and do this. Now I got to go ahead and make sure I got my friends working with me and I take care of them. Now I got to make sure I go on trips. Now I got to, but all of those things that I was trying to do, they made me a person that was just reacting out of fear of losing everything. So the things I'm telling you are things that I wish that I kind of could have done earlier. I wish instead of me spending $30K on a storefront, I kept that $30K and went to go work at T-Mobile or something and learned how to look at the metrics and learn how how to work on commission and learn how to teach people how to work together, learn how to listen more than I speak, learn how to, instead of trying to reprimand somebody and say, yo, you're not doing good with your numbers this week. What's going on? Nah, don't say that. Ask them, hey, how do you think your numbers look this week? Start understanding people by having them talk more than you. So I learned all of these things, 4 factors of impulse. I learned law of averages. I've learned a lot of things because I failed tremendously. And that's why I had this YouTube channel. Because I got so much information just because I fucked up so much. Right? So yeah, that's just a little bit of advice that I would give you. How's business going? Business is going good, bro. Hell no, I never work for free. Trying to get to put on a game. Yeah, listen, you're gonna lose your mind, but see, here's the thing. Sometimes you gotta lose your mind to find it. Sometimes you gotta lose your mind to find it, because sometimes who you are isn't good enough. You know what I mean? Like right now, as we speak right now, as I'm talking, I'm not good enough to be where I want to be. That's a fact. That's a fact. Any scaling tips for 20-year-olds starting 1-to-1 reselling business? 1-to-1 reselling, like one-to-one advice. So here's the thing that I would say, right? Number one, all you guys are super freaking young. Like, that is tough, right? So if you're trying to start a business and let's say you're trying to resell, first I would stop looking at what people are trying to shove in our faces, right? Prime example, ads, okay? I'm gonna give y'all some game on ads. Ads are beneficial when you have results. Let me tell you why a lot of people tell you about Facebook ads, TikTok ads, Google ads. Not because they don't work, right? But a lot of people aren't ready for those because you haven't even made no fucking money yet, right? So here's the key, is when you really get to the point of wanting to start your business, you start realizing that you actually need to represent your brand. So if I'm going to give you some advice, this is what I would give you. If you're so committed to starting that business, you need to be committed to getting your ass up, going to flea markets, going to pop-up shops, and showing your face. Now, not every week, maybe not even every month, right? As much as you can. Why? Because there's nothing like going up to a flea market and saying, hey, how are you? My name is Brandon. I'm here because I have these chargers. These chargers do this, that, and the third. Could I ask you a question? What do you think about this? Could you feel it and touch it and just let me know, would you buy this? You would or you wouldn't? And what I'll start doing is getting intel physically from people to see if my product is even worth selling. See, a lot of people don't really want to build. A lot of people that watch me, even though they watch me, and some people like my videos and some people watch me, right? Even though people are so intrigued about making money, 99% of the people that are intrigued about making money don't got shit. I won't even say it. They just don't have what it takes. Not because they don't have what it takes, but they don't have what it takes to actually do it. Because when you're actually trying to start a business, you can't start on eBay. You can't start on Mercari. You have to actually start in person, bro. Like, that's a fact. And when I look back at my business, I didn't start my business online. I started my business in person. I was touching people, pause. But I was actually touching the customer and understanding, damn, yo, this product cheap as shit. They done broke this dang bag. This the second customer. Shit. I gotta cut this supplier off. This shit making me look bad. That was my first experience buying off of Alibaba, was people returning products. I lied to you not. My first experience drop shipping, my account was negative $968 because I made $968 and then customers kept trying to return. So it's like when you actually go through those experiences, you start realizing shit you can do to improve. Okay, never drop shipping again. It's a fucking scam, right? But also, okay, this product isn't good enough. Let me look for another one. But also, it feels really good, and it actually is a motivating feeling when you actually sell in person and you count the money. Like people hand you the money. That's way better than you seeing the money in your balance and shit. So like what I realized is that became addicted to me, like addictive. Like I started getting addicted to people paying me. And when I started getting addicted to counting the cash and actually seeing people be like, oh yeah, I'll take it, and put the money in my hand, that's when shit turned around. That's a fact. When people started actually putting money in my hand, and I started going home with $100 bills, and I started looking at the tills from my associates that were in the store, and I'm counting up the bread and putting it back in a money bag and taking it to Wells Fargo and Chase and depositing the bread myself, that's when I knew for a fact this is what I wanted to do. But also I knew it worked. So it's like, that's really, I'm telling you, that's the difference. Some people, they only want to sell online because they're too fucking lazy. No problem, bro, no problem. But I guess my problem mainly is trying to sell these shoes for decent return. 20 pairs, but I'd only be 1.5. I'd only be 1.65 my money and the price I'm trying to sell at increase my price, which is something I'm not really trying to do. All right, so you brought shoes and you're not making a good profit margin, and you don't want to hike the price up. Okay, so this happens in general, right? You fucked up, so you gotta liquidate. So like DJ Cool, this is what I'll say, right? The problem that you're having, especially when it comes to like shoes or when it comes to any type of product, if you have you know how many products I done brought that ain't motherfucking selling? That's the thing. Like I've been making videos on YouTube talking about this sold, that sold, but there's also a bunch of shit that didn't sell. But you know what you do is when you're not selling something, you gotta liquidate it. That means you gotta sell it off, make your money back at least, because you made a bad decision. You brought a product that isn't good for you, and that's okay. Because I can't really tell you any advice on a product that doesn't sell for you. That's the beautiful thing, bro. Is that like reselling is really interesting because sometimes products just don't sell for you. And that's okay. You just have to liquidate it, wipe your hands clean, and move to the next one. I would never do shoes though. I don't resell products that have sizes. Because like I really wanted to start, you know when graphic socks were like in style, like people were wearing graphic socks and stuff. I really wanted to start a sock business back in the day. I did all my research, I had some suppliers ready, but then I started learning about all the sock sizes. And I started doing the math on what I would have to do. I'm like, fuck that. I'm cool, bro. Like, cause I'm not about to have one pair of medium socks and somebody that wear a large trying to buy the product and I can't sell. Like, I'm a supply demand type of person. Every time I get banned or every time I get, let me make sure, yeah, we good. Every time I get banned, I just want to make sure my mic is good because it's telling me my mic is about to die. Every time I get banned or it gets taken down, okay. Hi, I need help listing on apps. Do you think you can make a YouTube vid on those apps besides like eBay? Yeah. So I already got that written down in my brain. You had said Vinted. So I literally write, like, you think I'm not lying. I'm writing it down. Vinted. I got to do my research though. I can't just pull it out my ass. But I'm gonna do my research on it. And in fact, I'm not even gonna. We'll just stay with mini skirt for right now. I'm gonna do my research on it, and then yeah, I got you. What I'll do is I'll talk to a few people that I know and see how they list. One-on-one Rolex luxury watches. What do you think there is a deep? So, you know, the one-on-one Rolex, and just the watch market in general. So I went to Colombia. I went to the Dominican Republic. I went to Mexico. I've been to a few places where we've actually came in contact with some Rolex suppliers, right? And let's talk about the target market. So there's a lot of men out here. I'm in Philly, right? In Philly, there's a lot of guys that have fake chains, a lot of guys that have fake Rolexes, a lot of guys that have fake clothes, a lot of guys that got a lot of fake stuff, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with fake. I don't. But when it comes to that target market, what you have to realize is they will spend the bread. The problem, though, is that the platforms won't allow you to sell them on a consistent basis without having to hide your hand. I've grown out of trying to hide because what I've learned is like when I try to sell one-on-one products, I find that I spend a lot of time trying to keep the shit up and not enough on actually trying to scale, right? So I would say one-on-one Rolex watches, sell them in person rather than selling them online. And then here's the thing: when you sell them in person, at least you know you're not shipping a product and not guaranteed the money. But when you are selling in person, that bread is right there. That would be the advice I would give. I know it's not the sexy advice and stuff, but it is advice that I know for a fact works. But again, like, yeah, I personally don't like watches. Because I had a bad experience selling watches. I actually got a video of that on my YouTube. I suck at selling watches. I suck. Like I don't have the right clientele, and I also don't be. I don't be in the places to sell them. I don't. See, I'm not ever going to try to make it seem like I'm good at something. I'm not. I keep shit 100. You feel me? Because we all could do better in different areas. Well, I guess. Do you ever sports betting on the casino? Okay, so you're young, so I'm gonna tell you this, right? Sports betting and gambling is a broke person's habit. Let me tell you why I think that and where that comes from. So sports betting is something. So I have a few friends that sports bet, and they make money, but they always end up in debt. See, here's where people get it mixed up. You know how like you see those people that are making a lot of money sports betting? Well, did you know that a lot of them started out with loans? Did you know that a lot of them started out with a lot of money to actually put out on those bets, and they were able to recoup sometimes and sometimes they weren't, right? I do not bet on sports unless it's for fun, right? Like I'll do $10 or something, but I don't do it for like I don't. Oh my God! I'm going to get in this Discord and I'm going to learn how to. That's dumb. That's stupid. That's just stupid. That's stupid. And I'm explaining why it's stupid. Because it's not in your control. That's stupid. That is one of the dumbest things that you can do because you are only if you don't have the money to spend. If you got just bread to play with and you just like, oh, let me just, you know what I mean? This is just sitting in that account. Let me just try to put this. Yeah, cool. But it's stupid when you are trying to build profit to start betting or going to casinos and putting money on those, right? That's dumb. It's just not smart. Do you think in-person sales is just 10x better when it comes to watches? No. I think it's 10x with any type of designer. Any type. So I'll put it like this. The reason you want to sell products in person, especially when you're selling one-on-ones, is because of the feeling that people get when they see it. That's why. Let's be hustlers for a second, right? I know we all hustlers here, right? So let's all think in a hustler mindset, right? If I have a Rolex on me right now, and this guy is about to go out tonight, he's trying to get him some ass, right? He trying to look like the richest nigga in the club. He's trying to be that nigga, right? If I got this Rolex and I'm telling him I give it to him for 300, right? That's going to, I don't know, 300. But then when he starts thinking about everything or the image that he could have, he is then going to second guess. Don't let him be with his friends. Because if he's with his friends and he turns that down, he's broke. See, this is the mindset that these individuals have. I've seen it. I've seen it plenty of times. Plenty of times. Yes, selling in person is 100% going to be more profitable. 100% more profitable. And Richie, I agree to be careful, but I don't think that is. I'm not really sure where you're hinting at from that, because unless you're selling it in the storefront, you're not gonna like get in trouble. Like, it's not much, like trouble wise. That's like a myth that people have. Now, I will say I've gotten fined $5,000 before selling AirPods in a store. I have. That's 100% facts. 100% facts. But that was in a store. But I'm telling you right now, to everybody out there trying to sell designer and cologne and all of that, bro, go to the people that's trying to look cool, that's trying to get the girls, go to them. I'm telling you right now, online is too much competition. It's too much time for them to think at checkout. I'm telling you, that's a fact. Real estate advice. So, real estate advice, I don't want to give out any real estate advice because I haven't mastered real estate. But I do have plans and stuff. But no, when it comes to real estate, that's something very lucrative. But it's so I have a friend that's a contractor. Me and him are working on something. But until it's done and I actually do it, I don't want to actually give any false advice. So no, I don't really have much. I do know for a fact that it's profitable, but not as profitable as people make it seem. I know for a fact that it's profitable, but more of a headache. But EP, I got you. I'm gonna get there, man. How about employees? Because I have lots of space in my market and people who will work for me. Yeah, employees are way better. Employees are way better. But the problem with employees, bro, I think of employees way different than what some people think of employees. Well, I ain't buy the shoes yet. Oh, you didn't buy the shoes yet? Okay, don't buy the shoes. But when it comes to employees, this is where I can be honest with you, right? I would never hire somebody as my employee before they are my contractor. You know, one of the most important things in business is learning how to evade taxes. It's also learning how to utilize business entities and the way that you pay people. So, I won't say that. That's a lie. 75% of your employees are going to steal from you. It's a fact. That's a fact. 75% of your employees are going to steal from you. If you have like an electronic shop, like they're all going to steal, right? People are just thieves. But every employee should every employee should have money on their head. Let's think about it like that, right? So I want y'all to think about y'all having your own store. And in your store, everybody has a floating number above their head, okay? So, and this is what people don't know. Because people don't talk about it because people don't really do this. Like, people don't talk about these things because there's not a lot of people that are willing to share this game, because what happens is sharing this game doesn't necessarily, it's not really impactful for the person sharing it, okay? But anyway, so everybody has a floating number above their head. And for your job, when you die, you're more valuable than you are when you are alive. I want to let you know that, right? But also, when you are low on staff and you're like just drowning in work, you're way more beneficial to your job. that number above your head is the number that you have to make every single day. And also, it's a number that they're expecting you to make because of whatever they're paying you. So if you're going to look at trying to hire employees, the advice I would give you is to 1099 them, which makes them an independent contractor, which means you don't tax them. If you are going to write checks, make sure you keep copies of the checks, give them the checks. They're responsible for their own taxes. You don't have to worry about that. Your accountant doesn't have to worry about that. And then you W-2 them. But I would only 1099 people because people are too disposable. People don't really want to work nowadays, especially for small businesses. They'll get you caught up. I've had girls stealing AirPods from me. I've had girls trying to date me instead of trying to work for me. It's a lot of things where it's like, right? So you just really don't want to get tied up with employees. So always make them expandable. Make them like where they're contractors and y'all working together until they show you that they like consistent. But it's like, yeah, I'll hire somebody if they're worth it. But I never hire somebody and pay them hourly first. I always pay them commission. And then based on the commission that they show me they can bring in, then I'll offer them a position. Because see, when you start paying people hourly, that's when you get in a hole. Nah, I'm not a RZA. Nah. It's just how it is, right? Like, to be completely honest, people respect you when you got power. That's all it is. This is really, that's just what it is, right? People respect you when you got power and try to capitalize off of it. And that's a fact. That's a fact. And that's a gift and a curse, right? Because again, this world is full of people that will they'll benefit off of you and they're like, fuck it, I'm out, right? Yeah, y'all was asking some good questions, man. These are really good questions. So DJ Cool, I'll tell you this, right? Because you were talking about shoes. Let me give you a real life example. You ready? So in Philly, there's a laundromat. And this laundromat, he sells fake shoes. He sells fake, like just fake shoes. And I think like fake purses or something like that. So the reason he sells these in his laundromat is because if LP&I believe they're called, if they come in and try to inspect his business, he could just be like, oh, I'm just, I'm washing these Johns. You know what I mean? He can't get in trouble, basically. He's found the way to finesse the system. But on his profit or his margins, they're really slim. But he also sits on a lot of dead inventory because not a lot of people have he doesn't have the sizes all the times for everybody. That's the problem. Like, selling shoes, it's like a business you want to do when you have a lot of liquid cash. Have you tried Amazon reselling? Yeah, Amazon reselling is one of the worst things anybody could do. Starting out, Amazon reselling is Amazon reselling. I'm just trying to think of the perfect way to describe it. When you resell on Amazon, you're one of those people that do things just the proper way. Like, you one of them people that be in a crib, you got all your products in bins, you know what I mean? You make sure that you have barcodes to put on all the products. Like, I don't think Amazon is for hustlers. I don't. I think Amazon is for people. Now, it could be for hustlers. I think that it's after you start making bread. But, like, if you just want to start selling on Amazon, you got to first buy to be on a platform. I said buy. You got to pay to be on Amazon. Then you got to pay the fees per product sold. Then you got to also make sure that you're applying to get those products sold, because you can't list just any product on Amazon. You got to apply to list headphones or chargers. Then it's just Amazon competes against you. And this is where I like, when I see people talking about Amazon FBA, And I see like people, because I study my competition, so people that are doing well on YouTube, I don't watch their videos, but I watch like their content, and I like not watch the content, but I watch what they're putting out, right? And some people have channels just on Amazon FBA, and it's very interesting because they'll make reels and shorts and stuff, and they'll be showing them shopping and thrifting, but they forget to tell people that thrifting is not consistent. They also forget to tell them how many hours they spend looking for products. And then they forget to tell people that they're paying Amazon storefront fees. They're paying fees to actually be able to have them store the products that they are putting in in Amazon's warehouse. They're also paying the person that picks the product up from the warehouse. They're also paying the fee per product sold. The point that I'm saying is that Amazon is really good when you're outsourcing, but not really good when you're just trying to focus on reselling. Amazon is cool, but it's literally a monopoly. It's a platform that has a bunch of people selling stuff that are selling against Amazon. Like Amazon has Amazon Choice, so with electronics, Amazon Choice, they can wipe me off the damn front of the dang earth because they could sell any product cheaper than me. I'm not stupid, right? That's why I like eBay over Amazon, because Amazon competes against you. eBay doesn't. eBay doesn't sell their own products. Amazon does. That's the point. The point is, let's have a bunch of resellers selling on this platform. Find the details on what's selling good. Let's source them ourselves. Let's price them a little smaller, a little lower, and then let's go ahead and continue. Right? Like, let's continue to let this person sell and continue to let this person do this, that, and the third. But it's just, I think that, the people that think that Amazon is the best platform to sell on, they're the people that watch TikTok and YouTube and Instagram. So yeah, I like it though, but not for me. Amazon lost me when I tried to sign up one time for my third account. Then I had to do an interview. That's when they lost me. They lost me when I felt like I had to dress up on Zoom and do an interview to start selling on Amazon. I said, what the They lost me. They lost you, boy. Like, bro, I'm not doing all of it. And you don't have, and it's important to know. It's important to know that reselling should never feel like you don't have control. But in all reality, you don't. In all reality, you don't. What about TikTok Shop? I make money off of TikTok Shop. Yes. TikTok Shop sucks too. The reason why TikTok Shop sucks is because TikTok is so freaking annoying because they want you to upload certificates per electronic product and make sure you have this certificate and all that bull crap. Like, TikTok is a good place to sell though. I just wish they had less restrictions, but I want to say more negative things about TikTok Shop, but it's not much. I think TikTok is a really great platform. And I'm not just saying that because I'm live on TikTok. And I believe TikTok can hear everything I'm saying. And I don't want to piss TikTok off. But TikTok is actually somewhere where I do see a lot of sales. I do. But the problem is that I don't feel like I've mastered it yet, to be honest. I don't feel like I'm good enough at it to make videos on it. If I'm being honest. Right? I feel like I can get better on that, to be honest. Yeah, always faded. TikTok Shop is booming. It's booming for you, boy. I mean, I'm making a little something. Like, I don't even like PayPal, but my PayPal will be alright. You feel me? Listen. Listen. My PayPal. I like when I look at my PayPal and I just see some money in there, right? But I would say a platform that is not really talked about much is Poshmark. I like Poshmark. Poshmark be selling. No, I'm not saying that because I'm on TikTok Live. I'm just saying, bro. Like, TikTok, TikTok be pretty good. I do think that TikTok Shop is definitely overhyped. The problem that I have with TikTok, though, all jokes aside, and this is why like I don't like go live and be asking for gifts and stuff. Yeah, TikTok, yeah, definitely. But the reason I don't be like, oh my god, guys, send me a rose. I feel like TikTok is one of them platforms where people don't understand honestly what hustle is. Like TikTok takes half of your money when you are on live making bread. And then when it's TikTok shop, TikTok is just full of beggars, to be honest. Like, and I don't mean it in a negative way. Like literally, TikTok motivates me when I don't want to like get up because people be on here hustling, but it just be on a different way, right? So that's why I like TikTok Shop, to be honest. Because I like TikTok Shop because it's on a platform where people just be like really, they be on this motherfucker every day, bro, 24/7. Like I don't even know how these people eat. Like they be, hey guys, hey Susie, hey Jonathan, I'm trying to fill my gift gallery. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is a gift gallery? Like I just be confused. It's just not for me. But people be on here, bro. Like people be on here, and I like it. It's just I don't know. Maybe I'm just old. How are the fees compared to eBay? Which platform? Nah, I always fit. Nah, man, listen, I love TikTok though. I like the creators on here. It's just I just don't. You know what's really? You know what really bothers me? Is how entitled people are for money. I lie to you not. I was on a TikTok live the other day, and it was a guy who claimed he was a day trader. You don't know how you're day trading, and you're on TikTok live. Okay. My thoughts on trading is this: Forex is a scam, 100% facts. No, that's a lie. Forex is not a scam. The Forex groups are scams, 100% facts. I could go all day, go in depth, but I'll digress for a second. But we as people feel so entitled for money, and that's why we don't make money. All of us. Like sometimes we have slow droughts because we feel so entitled. And I'm going to explain to you why. Because we don't want to let money go, but we want money to come to us. We don't want to invest, but we want to attract, right? It's really interesting that people. Oh, I know what I'm talking about. So I got on this live, and this guy was like really snapping because I guess you gotta give gifts for them to win in the battles. Nobody was giving him any gifts, and he was getting upset. And he was like, I don't want no double taps. I want gifts. I need gifts. People don't understand when I come on here, I need gifts, right? And I'm thinking to myself, what if this was something he became conditioned to? Like literally wake up on TikTok, get on here, and beg people for gifts. What happens if TikTok bans him or TikTok goes away? He ain't gonna know how to make no motherfucking money. You feel me? I think my biggest problem and issue is a lot of people think that money is valuable, not realizing that the work they do for it holds the true value. Think about it like this. If your car breaks down every month, this is like an example I'm just coming off of my head and I'm tired, but I'm just going to say it. It made something dumb. Your car breaks down every month. I'm your mechanic. You know the routine. Come to me every month. I'll fix your shit. Just give me a smooth 200. I got you. Every month you give me that 200. Money goes out of style. Let's say money is no more money in the world. I don't know why, but it's no more money in the world. But your car keeps breaking down. You go to me, you like, yo, B, I don't got no money, but I got some Gatorade. I got 200 bottles of Gatorade I'll give you if you fix my car. And I say, all right, bet. That's trading, correct? You're trading me something for my services. Did you know the service I'm providing you is so valuable that you had to find some type of compensation to give me other than money when money lost its value? True hustle. You know, people don't understand that hustle and money, it's not about the paper. Like, the paper doesn't hold the value. What you do with the money holds the value. And that's where people end up broke, because people end up mistaking, just because you're getting bread scamming, it does not mean you're successful. You know how many scammers are broke right now at their mom's crib because they done got caught scamming and locked up, or the scam they were doing don't work no more? Everything I'm saying is a fact. So I just urge you guys to remember that no matter what you do for money, make sure you do something for money. Don't get up on TikTok live begging people for bread for a living. No, do it as a side hustle, yeah. But don't do that shit for a living, because you'll start losing time, because you're so focused on making the easy bread, not realizing that easy bread don't always stay. That's a fact. I think a lot of us gotta ask ourselves, do I want to live life challenging myself to become better, or live life just obtaining what I want? Because every time we obtain what we want, it might not be good for us. And that may go over some people's heads, but just because you got what you want, maybe I got the money, I made 10K this month, yay. But maybe I didn't need to make that 10K. Maybe instead I needed those failures on route to making that 20K. But instead I stopped at 10. It's all about understanding what true value is, and a lot of us lose insight on it. And that's why a lot of us struggle when it comes to bread. Because we think the money is the value, when really the value is time. And the only reason why time is valuable is because time is what teaches us how to actually be valuable. The services that you have, the products that you source, the people that you come across, you have to add value to somebody's life so that you can always remain unreplaceable, irreplaceable, somebody people can't forget or can't go without. That is like one of my goals in life, is to be a businessman that somebody can't go without with, or they feel like they can't go without me. Ain't that what we all want from the girl we love, or the family we have? Or you want to feel like you're loved, and you want to feel like you're irreplaceable. But see, a lot of people nowadays, they think everything is replaceable. And that is the reason why a lot of people are in different predicaments that lead them to being distracted, failing, and also just in repeated cycles. Because everybody wants to replace things that they don't appreciate, because they lack appreciation, because they don't really understand true value. Okay. I'm done with my rant. But I'm just saying, that's really real value. Everything I just said is facts. It just sounds more complicated than what it kind of is. But what I just said actually was like talking that shit. Richie, good night, man. I'm about to take it under 2, bro. Yeah, that gift shit is bullshit. Yeah, it is. Giving gifts is thank you. I hope to see you on the next live, bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for all the likes. I really do. No, the gift thing is kind of crazy, because it's like, I think it's just conditioning people. It's really addictive. Think about it like this. If I have a platform where I get creators to spend more time on the app, keeping other people on the app, trading fake gifts, giving them money, that's the same thing as me telling Joanna to come into the store tomorrow at 8. I done fired everybody else and I need her to work doubles. It's the same thing. Like, I'm literally having you on a platform all day, creating an illusion that you're actually making bread, when in all reality you're not. You're not making no freaking money. Oh, my mic did die. I don't even know how I'm being heard right now. All the likes I really do. No, the gift thing. Let me- There we go. My fault, y'all. There we go. But yeah, so I don't know, y'all. It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. I'm about to get off though. I'm gonna finish the Q&A questions tomorrow. We got completely distracted, but I love the engagement, and it was really worth it for me talking to y'all, man. I really had fun. I really did. Um, I definitely enjoyed answering your questions. Um, I'm proud of everyone that came on here and definitely expressed what they were having trouble with, asked the questions, and also the people that asked for advice. I just want to say, bro, like, I'm proud of you guys. Like, I really am. I really am. Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow. So, 100% I'm coming on tomorrow. I'll be on tomorrow. I try to do this at night when I'm not working and all of that because I actually do be moving. So, um, I'll be on at 8:30. I think that's more suitable instead of being on so late. But I'll probably do it all night, like an all night stream. Like until like around this time. Cause I know people be getting off work, got other things to do. God bless you too, bro. Nah, thank you, thank you. I appreciate all you guys, man. I really do, and I hope you guys have a great night. Definitely come back to the live, man. Let's chat, man. Let's definitely continue this, and I think that to everybody, like one thing I want to say about tomorrow, what I want to challenge you guys, and I want you guys to come back and tell me if this worked for you. I just challenge you one thing, right? Before you get off, don't get off yet. Don't get off yet. Don't get off yet. Don't get off yet. Hold on. I want to challenge you guys with this, right? Tomorrow, right when you wake up, write a to-do list. I don't know what you got to do. Write a to-do list with at least 5 things you need to do. And I want you, when you come back tomorrow, to tell me if writing that to-do list helped you actually fulfill those tasks. A lot of people don't realize how important it is to write these lists because they think it's just a list, right? But no, these lists actually hold you accountable. San Diego County buyer, biz is good, bro. How about you? But writing these lists actually holds you accountable. And holding yourself accountable looks like you having to do something. And if you don't do it, you have to live with the fact that you didn't get it done. You didn't do the shit you needed to do to get the shit done, right? So I just want to see if writing a list helps you guys with your daily habits and your progression. All right, guys. I love y'all, man. Thank you guys so much for watching, man. I appreciate everyone. I really do. And I will see you guys on the next video tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. Peace.